not the way we go after sites or build sites. If you're just starting out, man, there's so many niches out there that will provide you, if you're in 10 or 20 or 25 cities, will provide you a full income, or an income that will, you know, greatly supplement, if not replace, your existing JOB. Then I'm wondering why this person is, you know, stressing about this other stuff on you. And so that makes sense. This is very valuable sites. Our clients are in that. So, okay, to sum up the unanswered question, can you recommend anything? I already know about the searching by ratings. And in fact, sellers and subscribers have hundreds of sales with hundreds of positive feedbacks. Okay, great. So, look, you know, whoever the person is who wrote this, I mean, I think your caution is a valid point, but might be a little bit overcautious. The thing is here is, look, and this is true for competitive niches and not, is that you want to have good on-page SEO. That's the most important thing. When you got good on-page SEO, which I fully teach in the course with the silos, and let's say that if it's a more competitive niche, you've probably got multiple silos. Instead of one silo, you've probably got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 silos. And then each one of those silos is going to have content that's going to be related or theme-based to that silo, anchor texting various anchors back up to that particular page that has a keyword that you want to rank for, which is the top of your silo. And then if you're doing basic stuff like bookmarking, both your tops of your silos and the posts that are coming in, I mean, I've just seen it not once or twice, but I'm talking literally thousands of times. I mean, it's what we do day in and day out. Even in competitive marketplaces, you can start to rank for those. And if it gets really competitive on that end of it, then the key things to remember here is that you want a consistent, and that, I shouldn't say consistent, I should say regular backlinks to your site, going to different areas of your site, not just the home page or some of the tops of your silos, but also your posts as well. And regular means that, you know, maybe for whatever reason, one month might be, you know, 200 total backlinks, the next month is total 25, and the next month after that is a total of 100. The thing is that it's regular. You're getting regular backlinks, so not consistent on them. And you're getting them from a variety of sources. And I go through that in detail within the course itself, and I give mind maps of it, of how I would rotate those things out. And yes, they do involve blog rolls, and they do involve wiki articles, and they do involve blog networks, whether they're your own or others. And there's 2 other sources that I give of blog networks that are others that we currently use today in all of our more competitive backlinking, which is Unique Article Wizard, which is essentially a blog network, and then Authority Link Network, or Link Authority Network. I forget which way it goes, but anyways, it's in the course. Those are other blog networks that you can add backlinks to. When you start combining that stuff together, over time, you are going to end up ranking. And then in addition to that, there's also social factors, which I include in the competitive niches on the end of it, which is going to be your Facebook likes, your retweets. And again, I want to emphasize, this is for very competitive marketplaces. I don't get my bread and butter, I don't get the majority of my income from very competitive marketplaces. I want speed to marketplace, so I go after exactly what I'm teaching you guys and gals in this course right now, which is going to be, I'm going after something that is really kind of considered low-hanging fruit. Someone else who was traditionally taught in SEO and offline marketing might go, oh, well, I got to have at least 400 or 500 searches, blah, blah, blah. You know, a lot of times that's a bunch of bullshit, and that's where everyone's going after. They're going after the big ones, when the riches are really in the niches, and we're going after smaller segments of each type of niche, where we can still get an exact match top-level domain, which is really your ticket to getting to page 1. When you combine that with good on-page quality content, Google just loves this crap out of you. Let's go, hey, you're cool, dude. We love you. Here you go, page 1. It's pretty much the formula right there. I mean, it doesn't get any more complicated than that. And I've shown on previous webinars, in fact, the most recent one we did last week, and that one's now up, by the way. You know, I think that one we got sidetracked. That's why we didn't get to some of these questions, is that I started going into and giving example after example after example after example, just randomly, of how easily it is to find niches with exact match domains and have decent amount of searches. You don't have a ton of them, but remember that the Google AdWords tool is an AdWords tool. It's not an SEO ranking tool. It's not accurate. It's just a guideline, but we've got to take other factors into place on here. And I used what did I use in that example? I used Chicago Mobile Mechanics, where Chicago Mobile Mechanics, and I'm just going off of memory here, but it shows that the monthly searches are something like 85 or something like that, but we were getting twice that. It was like 160 unique visitors per month. So, and we see this time and time again when we compare our sites with Google's, of what actual searches and unique visitors we get versus what Google is saying. And then we were able to actually double that, and that's in our experiment section. So, all right. I just got on board. Congratulations. A while earlier. Am I asking this question again? Anyways, I'm wondering. Okay, so we've already answered that. I don't know why it was in there twice. Sorry about that. If we decide to give a client some free calls, let's use 5 as an example. Does the Callzoo software automatically count down the number of free calls until it hits 0, at which point the billing cycle begins? Or do we need to do it, or do we need to go in manually and monitor how many free calls they get? It is per cycle. So they will get 5. If you enter in a free call of 5 in the Callzoo software, it will be per billing cycle, which is every 7 days, and billed from Monday to Sunday. So if they only have 5 qualifying calls that whole week, guess what? Their bill is going to be 0. If they get 10 qualifying calls, guess what? They're going to get billed for 5 of them. If they get 2 qualifying calls, their bill is going to be 0, and it resets for the next billing cycle at 5 again. So I hope that answered your question. It's a good one. Okay, when creating articles to support the website, is it okay to use geotargeting in the article's title and article keywords? Yes, I think that's a great idea. Anyways, let me go further here. So, example. Okay, to mention on the webinar. Okay, thank you. Let's say I have a website for the search term mobile windshield repair Austin. Okay, good. That has 300 broad searches per month, and my URL is mobile windshield repair Austin. Okay, which by the way sounds like a pretty cool niche. But the search term Austin windshield repair also has 300 searches per month. All right, so I'll make sure that I follow that. Okay, so we're just replacement versus repair. Mobile windshield repair Austin. Austin windshield repair. Also about 300 searches per month. Okay, got it. But by the way, I'll just stop right there. Those 2 search terms, if we're looking at here, mobile windshield repair Austin and Austin windshield repair, those 2 you could put on, I would put on the same home page. So I would have the content on the same home page. I would have, if mobile windshield repair Austin had the most searches, had more searches than Austin windshield repair, then mobile windshield repair Austin would become my H1 tag. Tagged, and then if my second most search term was Austin windshield replacement, I would have that as my H2 tag. And they're very similar related, so they don't require that it's a different page. Okay, you could easily rank that home page for both those terms with some backlinks with those kind of anchor texts in there. Anyways, in my supporting articles, If I use Austin windshield repair as a keyword and tag, yes. Make the title of supporting tag Austin windshield repair expert gives tips on which. Okay, that's fine. And make the link back to my main URL Austin mobile windshield repair. Yeah, all that's totally cool. That totally works. Will this help at all to get my URL mobile windshield repair Austin to rank for basically both terms, Austin windshield repair? Okay, cool. So basically, yes. So yes to your question on here. So if you've got two terms that basically get about the same amount of searches, and they're so closely related as your two terms are, windshield repair Austin and mobile windshield repair Austin, that you're perfectly fine having one page for that. I would have my supporting posts within my blog, have articles, unique articles about windshield repair, how to prevent it, what to do if you got one, what if you got a crack, the pros and cons of plugging up that crack, blah 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 blah, insurance. You just go on and on and on. You don't need that many. And then outside of that, and then each one of those articles has a different anchor text. One would be Austin windshield repair. The other one would be mobile windshield repair Austin. That's perfectly fine. And then also your backlinks coming from other sources, like your bookmarking, you would want to mix them up. And of course you would have in your description, you'd want to have both of those kind of long keyword terms in there. In your title tags you would too. Exactly how I teach in the course. So this is not anything different than what I teach in the course. This is just, I teach in the course, you have one main keyword that gets all their, gets the majority of the searches per month, and then you're probably going to have, 2 to 4 more for a total of maybe 5 to 4 total, and this would definitely probably be your number 2 one. So this totally fits in line with what I teach. All right, do you know of a simple tool to check competitive websites in our niche to find out how much traffic they get daily or weekly? My voice is going out quickly today. I don't. There's some free sites out there that probably some of you are thinking right now, but for locally, they're just not going to work because they don't get enough searches. So you're not going to, like Alexa ranking, locally, you're not going to get enough searches. More than likely, if you're unless you're in a really competitive niche, it's just not going to even show up on their radar. So I don't. But if some of the people listening to the call know of something that I don't, which I don't claim to know everything, that's for darn sure. I'm a student first, and will always be a student, always in learning mode. So I don't have any. Sorry about that. I would encourage you to focus on looking at, when you're analyzing a niche and your competition on that end of it, is really looking at, are there the exact match domains? How much is Google charging per click? How much does the client, how much would your client get from their customers? How much revenue would they get? Is it going to be $500 per client, but they're charging $2 per click, which is kind of